how are you? I'm back. I hope everybody had a very, very Merry Christmas. And as we wind down the week, wind down the year in the last week here, I do hope that everyone has a spectacular 2020 with lots of health and happiness and prosperity as well. So welcome. And if you're a new subscriber, welcome aboard. Thank you for joining me. I have a flip through today. There's actually two journals here. These are journals for a student and a teacher who went on a trip to Europe this past summer, and I was asked to make these for them. And so the insides are pretty much the same. There's a little differences. The outsides are very different. So I'll show those to you real quick, and I'll just flip through one of them and then just show you the differences between the two. So the first one is our student journal. And it's a blue, the fabric is kind of a blue suede with a vintage doily here. And I've got a little bauble that on the, well, that's upside down, but it says, let's try that again. There, turn it around. It says Wander, and little metal butterfly and a book plate. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if I can get you see, he's got a hint of blue. That is a blue metallique wax that I just very gently rubbed over to the top of those two pieces just to give them that little hint, and it kind of pulls the blue in. Then over here we've got some it's textured paste and then painted, and then also has some blue and blue paint, silver wax. So I've got silver gilder's wax there to grab the highlights, some lace, and some tatting. And then the closure is sari silk, and this is it's kind of a silvery pale blue color, so it kind of goes with the blue. And the back is just got fur balls on it. The back is just the solid blue with that doily coming across here. The closure on, oh, well, let me see. Okay, so that's that one. Okay, now this one is the base is a fabric, and I'm not, see if I can catch it. You see it's got a hint of metallic in it, and this is a vintage doily here peeking out, some lace, and then another vintage doily here covering the spine, and then that just goes around to the back. There you can probably see that, there you can see that fabric a little bit better, and the fabric is sort of a collage-y kind of fabric. And it also has a sari silk closure with a knob, and this is an ivory or cream color. They both have metal book plates, and the dangle on this one is flipped around. It's a little butterfly with just some little beads there. So that's that one. All right, I'm gonna flip through this one. Pardon my glare. As soon as I open the book, it'll go away, right? Theoretically. I'm going to flip through this one real quick. The front of this one, this piece was a family heirloom piece of Battenberg lace that was given to me, family as in the family of the student here. And I was able to pick out some, and I'll put the link below, but I was able to find some beautiful Florentine papers, not from Italy. They came from Germany. So, right? Anyway. This is one of them on the inside cover here, and I thought it just worked very nicely with the cover. I'll show you the other one. I used a couple of the papers on the inside here, so I'll show those to you kind of as I go along. Then I've just got an Edith Holden envelope here created, and I put a map page on the inside and a little bit of, this is from a vintage, I think that's from a handkerchief. It's from a vintage handkerchief here on the outside. And then just a map of Europe, just a little card. Again, one of those Florentine papers. Isn't that pretty? I think I got 4 of them. And they came in big, not big, but they came in good sized rolls. And so yeah, so this is just from a little book. It's just Happy Talk. It's different words in different languages in Europe. I thought that'd be fun to tuck in there. And then this is a miniature version. It opens like this. It's their itinerary for their trip. So I would tuck that back in there. The kit that I used for this, for the main pages and some of the tags, was Tracy Fox, LoveJunkJournals. Love Tracy Fox. LoveJunkJournals on Etsy. And the name of the kit is Ooh La La. Ooh La La Chic. Ooh La La. I can link that below as well. So this is a page from that kit. We've got a little bauble here. It's just a little flower bauble. This is a long tag. I also, the maps and some of the tags and some of the ephemera I got from another Etsy shop. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly. Ilopa. I will link that below as well. And she has some travel kits, and she had one for Italy and one for France and one for Rome. I think those are the 3 that I got. And so this particular tag is from that kit. And then the pocket that I made here is from an Edith Holden page. I've added a lot of lined paper as well as plain paper, tea-dyed paper. My theory is that they'll want to put both writing and pictures in this book. So we'll see if my theory is correct. The mother also provided me with a set of 2 each of a ton of postcards that they had collected while on the trip. And so I put those postcards, I've either used them or put them in pockets throughout the book. This is one of the postcards, and you'll see the back side in a minute. I put it together to form a page with another one. And then I just covered this up. This is painter's masking paper. So it's nice and thin. So I covered up sort of the postage, not the postage, there's that. Just some of the writing that was on the card and like a UPC code and stuff like that. And I thought they could write on that. This is a vintage book page from a book with the history of Rome. And just a little map paper. This is a pocket. It's also 2-sided. It's a little pocket folder that I made from piano paper roll. Player piano paper. A roll of player piano paper. That. And I just have a few things tucked in here, so it's just kind of plain. And this is one of the postcards that they gave me. And this is just a little fast facts on Rome. And this is a little travel card that I backed with some more of that piano player roll. Player piano, not piano player. Player piano roll paper. Here's another piece from Tracy's kit. And I also backed it from another one of her kits, Archives, I think. Archive set 1, maybe. I will link that below as well. This is just a pocket. This is one of Tracy's pockets. Another postcard that they brought back from their trip. And these are just some ephemera pieces. I think this one is from Tracy's kit, and I think this one is from the travel kit. I thought that was cute, and I just put a little bit of some ziggy zaggies on there just to kind of make it fun. That goes there. This is a page, I've got a couple of them in here. It was from just a little journal book that I had found at an estate sale. And so I pulled some pages out, and, it just has this hot air balloon on one side and the Eiffel Tower on the other. More lined paper, more paper from Tracy's kit. This is a little pocket that I made. The inside is a map of Italy. And then on the back side, on both sides, I just used, this is a page from a butterfly book that I have that I just created little side pockets. I've got a map of Italy and another one of the postcards tucked in here. And then that brings us to the center of the first signature. This has 3 signatures. It is 5-hole pamphlet stitched throughout. Here's the back side, another postcard, and this is just another one of the little ephemera pieces from the kit. This is a pocket I made from another kit that I will also link. So that's 3 kits. I'm reminding myself. And then this is just a little highlights card that I just backed with some tea-dyed paper and just put a little piece of lace and some seam binding on the edge so that you could pull it out. Made a little tab, little pull tab. And there's the back side of that paper. This is a piece of tea-dyed paper. This is another postcard that I've just got clipped up here to the top. And this is the back side to that player piano roll paper. And it's upside down over here. That's okay. I kind of intended that, but when you flip it over, it's right side up. So I just kind of folded the whole sheet. Another postcard. And just a little tag that I backed with brown paper and did some zigzaggies on that one as well. Then we've got the back side of that map, the back side of the History of Rome book, and the back side of where I put the 2 postcards together. And you can kind of see here, I used a piece of vintage linen and then just sewed down the edge, put those 2 together. Here's another little, here's another tea-dyed paper, another lined sheet, and this is the end of the first signature and the beginning of the second. This is just a little set of keys here, kind of keys to the city, right? I don't know, that's what I was thinking anyway. This is a piece of vintage ledger paper from a real live ledger book. And this is another piece of that, and you'll see this one I used on the inside front cover of the other book. And this is a piece of the paper it's a Florentine paper that I got. It's really cool. Another pocket here, and this tag is related to Italy. And then this is just an Italian stamp and just a little tiny couple pieces of layering that I put down there on the bottom. Another one of those lined journal pages, another one of Tracy's pages from her kit, an encyclopedia page that has some examples of some architecture that looked to me like some of it is from Europe, so I thought that was a nice add. This is just an old piece of tea-dyed paper in a little mini envelope that is empty. And then on the back side, I have a little journal card that was from one of the kits. It's just backed with tea-dyed paper as well. And then I used a little baby Tim Holtz paper clip there, a little mini clip. Another one of those ledger papers from Tracy's kit, backed to another one of her pages. This is a pocket from Tracy's kit, and I've just got, again, this is the back side too. So in the center of every signature, I have a different map. Like the first one was Italy. This is France and Spain, and including Portugal and Italy as well. And then I think the last one is just France. We'll see when we get to it. And they're on a cardstock, so they're nice and sturdy. And then on the back sides to each of them, there are some pockets and more postcards. This is a little tag I made. Here, show it to you. It's got a piece of vintage lace on it, at the edge of a piece of vintage lace. Just part of a little butterfly. I think this butterfly is from Tracy's fussy cut sheets, butterflies, and then some old tickets, fake old tickets. There's the map. And on the back side, I took another 2 postcards and sewed them together. You can see a little zigzagging all the way around. Sewed them together, put a little tab punch here, and created a floating pocket that they can use to tuck things in. And I've just tucked in here a note on French architecture from an old travel guide from the 1950s or 60s, I think. Can't remember if it was the 50s or 60s. Oh, I think it might have been 1962. So I just tucked that in there. And then this just has a little map of Spain tucked in there as well. More paper from Tracy, more tea dyed, the encyclopedia sheet, and this is another pocket from one of the kits, and another journal card. Again, topped it with some seam binding, and this is some tatting backed with tea dyed paper. That just slips in there. Another one of those. The back side of that Florentine paper that is just really, really pretty. The back side of the ledger. That's got something on it. And end of signature 2, start of signature 3. This one has a little butterfly bobble on the end of it. This is from a vintage writing book, as in handwriting. Thought that went well with, you know, students and teachers and learning and all that kind of stuff. And I don't think they even teach handwriting in school anymore, do they? I don't know. This is a pocket that I made from one of those sheets, the Florentine paper, and it's got a vintage, a piece of vintage lace or cut out from a vintage doily and a little stamp on it. And this tag is, I have no idea what that says. C'est la vie? No, I don't know. And that is tacked onto a piece of handmade paper, hand pressed paper. Another one of those journal sheets, another tea dyed paper. This is just a little piece of stationery tucked in. I thought the rose was adorable. And this is a pocket that I made. This is the outside. This has got a little piece of vintage doily and button and some cheesecloth behind it. And then when you flip it over, this is a pocket. And inside the big part of the pocket, I've got 2 more of the postcards that they sent with the information about the trip. And then this is just sort of a map on the inside. Another tag from Tracy's kit. More lined paper. Here's another pocket and tag. I thought that's cute. That's a cute tag, isn't it? Goes well. And then here's the center of, yep, France, I was right. Here's the center of the last signature and the last map, big map that's in here. And on the back side, I have another pocket with some more postcards and just a little tag with a little France stamp. And that's a piece of tea bag on the background. And that little butterfly is from an older Tracy Fox kit, Silhouette. I think it's from Silhouette. And then a little baby vintage button there. And then it's just got a little bit of sewing on it. Cute. And then here's the other side of that pocket. Again, a couple more postcards in here. A library card. These are from, these 2 pieces are from Tracy's Ooh La La kit. And I think we're kind of pretty much, this is just the back sides of all of those pages that you saw on the front. Pretty much to the end. And then I have something on there. I have on the back side here another one of those pockets from that same lace piece. And more postcards tucked, 3 more postcards tucked back here in the back. And so they can mix and match these postcards, take these out, put them in there, take all of them out, put different things in, whatever they want to do. Like I said earlier, I imagine that this will be used for both photos and writing, notes about the trip. This one, I will just show you a couple pieces really quick here. It's almost identical, except that the pocket on the inside is different. This is from a piece of vintage handkerchief that I got at an estate sale. I just have a little mini paper clip on there. I have the same itinerary and Europe map, but this envelope is a little different. The other one was made with Edith Holden paper. This one is made with, it's just from a botanical book that I had, this sheet. And then I lined it with some, I think that's a Tim Holtz paper here. And it's a cardstock. So this is a pretty sturdy little envelope. And then this is a piece of vintage lace. And you recognize the bottom of that I used on that tag I just showed you in the other book. So this is kind of the bigger part of the piece. And then there's also another different lace here around the top, which is also at the bottom. So it's top and bottom. And then I just put a label on it. I believe that's one of Tracy's labels. And just tuck those in. And then you can put that pocket, that envelope, they can put whatever, I've got them both empty. They can put whatever they want in them. They can tuck them further inside the book. They can take them out. Then the baubles in this one, I've got the same flower bauble except in gold. The accents on this piece are all gold. The accents of the first one are all silver. This pocket's a little different, and the tag is a little different, but it's still a tag for Rome in the same spot as the first tag. And these are all the same. Still have the same pockets. Tried to make them, you know, the same things inside the pockets. This pocket is using, I think the other one used a page from a butterfly book that I've got, and this is a page from an Edith Holden book. You can see the back side here. But all of the rest of these are the same until you get to this tag is a little different, but not much. Until you get to, it's all the same, except the bauble's different. This has got a little locket on it. Can you see that? Little locket. Same. Pocket's a little different here. And this tag is a little different. The other one had a butterfly. This one has a flower. And same. same. Until you get to the pocket. Am I out of, there we go. Sorry about that. The pocket folder is a little different. It's got a little different map on the inside. Some vintage trim from the Snippet Shop here. And so it's just, you know, just a little different there. Here's the back side of that. That's a piece, that's a Tim Holtz sheet. And then all the rest of it is the same, except the lining of this one is I used the paper from that, one of the 4 sheets that I got. I think it's called the Card and Gift Shop. I'll link it below because I can never remember. And then another one of the pockets from that same piece of vintage handkerchief. So that's that. Short, sweet, and to the point. And then, wait a minute, this got one more bubble. And the last bubble on this one is a butterfly, or a bee. A bee. So just a couple little baubles on the outside. Nothing too serious. I used the Tim Holtz knob closure. I think that it's probably one of my favorite closures because you can just, you don't have to untie this. You can just push down, pull off. That's all you have to do. They both have metal book corners. They're both book corners are from Tim Holtz. These are the simple or the plain ones. There you go. And these are the fancy ones. You can see that. The fancy I thought went better. Also same with the book plates. This is the oval book plate and this is the rectangular one from the Tim Holtz line. So that's it. That's them. That's the Europe 2019 team. And I got to tell you, I was absolutely honored to be asked to make these, and I hope that they love them. I will probably wait to post this video until after they've received them. But yeah, hopefully they'll get them in the next day or two, and they'll like them. They'll at least like them. Fingers crossed. A quick update too. I've got 2 other journals that I had started before my grandson was born, and life got a little hectic, and then the holidays came, and so now I kind of feel like things are starting to settle down a little bit. I got these 2 books done, which took way longer than it should have, and I do apologize to the recipients for that, but they're done. And then I've got 2 more books that are sort of 3/4 of the way done. I want to get those finished, and then I've got some ideas. I want to start playing with a design team project that I'm going to do for Poppiness is the shop on Etsy. So be sure and pop over to Poppiness and take a look. And Susan Taylor Brown is the maker, and she does some beautiful leaf impressions and eco-dyed paper and some other things. And so I'm starting to form ideas about what I want to do. And then I also have a pretty good little haul to share with you all that I will try to do that video in the next day or two. I've been to, I think, 3 or 4 estate sales since my last video, where I showed you some of my found treasures, and I've found some more treasures, and then I have some news I want to share with you too about my Etsy shop and what I'm doing there. So more to come. Stay tuned. I'm not promising that I will do more videos in 2020 than I did, but I am going to try to stay more on top of things and stay more organized than I was this year. So that's the update. These are the books. I hope you enjoyed them. And until next time, bye. Thank you. See you later. Bye-bye. Bye.